All right, here we go. Welcome to the Miracles Recap. Today with 98 till 104. So we're in the hundreds now, getting into the hundreds, 100 lessons, 100 days of like really studying, really doing the exercises. And you made it. You made it till the 100 lessons. That is so lovely. And the lessons they were the best, but they get better also, all the time. And it doesn't matter if you do them for the first time or maybe a second time. It really doesn't make a difference. Like they keep giving you something that melts you, that touches you, that opens a whole new field in you, that, and on and on and on. It's like, forgot about. Oh yeah, forgiveness. Oh yeah, sin is not real. Oh yes, sin is an error. It's not like a sin that you have to buy off or, in fact, cannot get rid of. No, not at all. It's an error. And everyone is allowed to make a mistake, so here we are. And that is just, in fact, really liberating altogether. Now the lessons 98 to 104 will give us everything too that we need at this point. So to do the review is a real delight, because you want this to be like here in your memory. You want to take that with you wherever you go and keep that fresh in mind and allow it to tell you what it means and allow it to show you what it is and how it's supposed to be done, or how it's implemented, or how it's working for you. Like all this is given in every segment of your discovery. So it's basically always you step back out of what you think is going on. Relax into that, rest, stay in your peace. Peace is your first priority. The rest will take care of itself. Now, building the trust, like literally developing the trust, and that is really true, that you can trust, that is in fact what we're doing here. Continuous repetition, continuous proof on a daily basis, proof that it actually is true, that there are no exceptions to the love of God. No, that's not an exception either. No, that's not an exception either. So this is what I love about the lessons. It's like a continuous remembrance of there's no exception to the love of God. No, God created you perfect. No, God sustains you, is always with you. It's impossible to be separate of what created everything and is everything at the same time. So to erase, you could say, or dissolve all the insanity, all the things that you think like, oh, I wish I had, or I should have done this differently, or who knows what you think. All this is being washed away on a daily basis, continuously, in every situation, regarding every person, in your relationships to everything, without exception. Yeah, so that's why it's a joy to continue looking at the lessons and reading parts of it. So basically today I chose to do it's like one paragraph per lesson, but you'll see it's like everything, like literally everything is given us in doing this. So let's start with that. That's of course what I want. I want what belongs to me in truth. I don't need to make it. I want what is already mine. I want only that. Okay, so I took this. Oops, sorry. I took the 6th paragraph of the talk, of the lesson. Sorry. Still, the two things at the same time. It's, I don't know. Here is an offer. Lesson 98. Here's an offer guaranteeing you your full release from pain of every kind, and joy, guarantee, joy, a guarantee of the joy the world does not contain. Here's an offer guaranteeing you your full release from pain of any kind, every kind, and joy the world does not contain. So that's the win-win situation. Release of pain of every kind. The joy the world does not contain is yours. You can exchange a little of your time for peace of mind and certainty of purpose with the promise of complete success. It is like, well, you can exchange a little of your time for peace of mind and certainty of purpose with the promise of complete success, right? That's not too much to ask, is it? See, it's lovely how Jesus shares it. It's really great. You can exchange a little of your time for peace of mind and certainty of purpose, right? That would be nice. And since time has no meaning, you are being asked for nothing in return for everything. Wow. Okay, wait a minute. And since time has no meaning, you are being asked for nothing in return for everything. Yeah, that's amazing, right? It's like no meaning. Time is no meaning. So you're being asked for nothing in return for everything. Here's a bargain which you cannot lose. And what you gain is limitless indeed. The certainty of the promise is not the problem. No, it's like, oh no, this is great. Yes, of course I want that. Of course I want that. Like to give up the little that I think I need to, I will be losing in order to gain everything. Yeah, that sounds like a deal I can say yes to blindlessly, right? Yeah. Now what happens? Nothing. How is that possible? Complete release from pain, a joy without opposite, without limit, complete certainty in a promise that's being kept. Literally everything is given you in exchange of nothing. And where are you now? Like, are you receiving this? What is just offered? This is where it's about. Like, are you okay to receive that for yourself? And then we say, you might say, oh yes, of course, and you receive it completely. Wonderful. If that is not the case, then what needs to happen in order for you to accept this? And this is really the question. Like, yeah, let's be honest. Are you experiencing that? No. Now what? Yeah, you trust the words that are given, but you don't seem to be able to implement it in your experience. So how do you do that? Like what needs to happen before that can happen? It's like, is there anything I can do? No, there's really nothing that you can do. You can release your ideas, but then that's it. You can open your consciousness, as we say, but that can only happen if you release all your ideas about yourself. It's like the little that is asked of you to give your time-related ideas away is the only thing that's asked, since the time-related things are over anyway, so you're not going to lose anything. And this is where the trouble comes in, because you think they have value. You think that you have invested in them, you want to keep them, you want to treasure them, you're not going to let go of them. right? So this is where it stops. And then you say like, well, I don't know why this is not working. The lessons of Course in Miracles, yeah, it's okay, but I don't know. Like, no, you forget about it. You forget about the only thing that is asked of you. To release for just a moment your ideas about yourself. The things that you think you treasure. The things that you think you need. The things that you think you want to hold on to. Despite of the pain that you are experiencing. Despite of all of that. You want complete release of pain? Well, that would be a miracle, wouldn't it? So it's like you literally can't help yourself. You can't help yourself from holding on. And here's the help too at the same time. So it is just, now you might as well admit it. You might as well admit that you're holding on to and that you're scared to let go of it. You're scared to let go of what you value. You're scared of what you have been holding on to as past related ideas. Not that they brought you good things, like the pain that you're experiencing, but still, it's like, yeah, that can change, of course, but it would take a miracle. It would take help from a higher power, you could say, in AA terms. Like you need a higher power to restore you to sanity, because obviously it's insane. You experience pain, you experience limitation, lack, disease, disaster, and all this, and you want better times, but are you willing to give up what causes the pain in your experience of yourself? If that is a big yes, then you experience something else. If that is a maybe, then you don't experience it. So that is the power of your decision, and that's amazing. It will be a complete different experience of yourself, and you know that you're doing that. You're aware that you're doing that, but you just don't know how to let go of it. So this is this is where we find ourselves in practicing the lessons of A Course in Miracles. Like everything is given, no doubt. And you say, yes, I know, it's all given, yes. But everything that's given that's not received is not yours in your consciousness. Now this is what this is about. So this is a development of trust. Literally developing the trust in that something that's offering you everything is trustworthy. See, your trust has been damaged by past experiences, and these are still connected to the idea of distrust, basically. And the ideas of distrust are preventing you from having a full-blown experience of the love of God right now. So everyone has said all kinds of things to you. Everyone has promised all kinds of things to you. That's for everyone the same. And yes, you seem to have been in situations in which the trust wasn't worthy giving. And this you learned, you taught yourself as a lesson that you cannot trust anyone anymore. And deeply down, you distrust. And so that is really where the healing needs to occur. That's really where something can happen. And this is the great thing. So you release the ideas. And in fact, the exhaustion, the depression, the exhaustion, the anxiety that you're going through releases, is literally being rejuvenated. Like your energy is rejuvenated by just letting these ideas go. Everything returns back to your center. Literally everything is given back, and the energy returns within you and becomes like a flame. We talked about that yesterday, like an inner flame, and this is burning, it's extending, it's literally bursting out the light into this world just by your acceptance of this. That is what is so different, and that's in fact the offering here. I am the way, I'm the resurrection and the life. Well, that's not just a nice idea. No. So the practice is then, well, you might as well just let go of these ideas that mean nothing in the first place. What are you holding on to? What are you afraid to lose? The past? The past is gone. And all this. It's like, why are you willing to ask for help in letting that occur? For just one moment. Just as an experiment, like a great experiment. This is the time to do it. There's not going to be a better time. You have sufficient pain experiences. You have sufficient distrust experiences. Now here is something offered that is worth your complete trust. That is worth more than that. Like literally it will take care of everything for you. So don't waste any time any longer. And admit that you can't help yourself. Admit that you have tried everything but you failed. And let it be done for you. This is in fact the message here. And the invitation, of course. So it's not just a message, but it's an invitation to an experience. You can exchange a little of your time for peace of mind and certainty of purpose with the promise of complete success. And since time has no meaning, you are being asked for nothing in return for everything. Here's a bargain which you cannot lose. And what you gain is limitless indeed. Now I'll come back to this. Here, listen to this. Here's a bargain which you cannot lose, and what you gain is limitless indeed. Now here, the certainty of purpose with a promise of complete success, and you have this in the back of your mind. You have this in the back of your mind, like, yes, but I got a way out. I already have a way out. I have a way out. And it's certain. It's going to happen, inevitably. What is it? Death. So you got your way out of this limited perspective idea. You think you got that. But here's Jesus telling you there's no such thing as death. Like the certainty that you're conscious or not are looking forward to, so that you be released of the whole thing. Like finally you can put it behind. All the suffering, all the pain, let my time be now, let me die now, is in fact that what keeps circling around in the back of your mind. Until you discover the alternative. If you can admit that there's no such thing as death, it's like you made a bargain that you cannot keep. But here's a bargain just being offered to you. Here's a bargain that is not just a promise, it's guaranteed of success. So it has nothing to do with death. It has nothing to do with any of those things, because literally death does not exist. There is no such thing as death. Hop over to 99. Now you see, this was one paragraph. You see that everything is connected to it. And it will not be different here either. Salvation and forgiveness are the same. They both imply that something has gone wrong, something you need to be saved from or forgiven for, something amiss that needs corrective change, something apart or different from the will of God. Thus do both terms imply something impossible, but yet which has occurred, resulting in a state of conflict between what is and what could never be. Salvation and forgiveness are the same. They both imply that something has gone wrong. Well, you can agree to that. Something you need to be saved from or forgiven for. It seems like something outside of you has done something to you, or you did something to someone. Something amiss that needs corrective change. Something apart or different from the will of God. Thus do both terms imply something impossible, but yet which has occurred, resulting in a state of conflict between what is and what could never be. See, I took this one because it's nice. It's right on the spot. It's right on the spot. Like it needs corrective change because it's something apart and different from the will of God. So now it seems like it could not have happened. It's impossible that it could happen, but it did happen. Now what? So this is exactly the paradox that we find ourselves in our experience of now what? Now what are we going to do? Like something seemed to have occurred that affects me. Now I want to forgive it, but how does that work then? What is my chance that it will be over, that it will be gone? And then it's literally like, well, there's nothing outside of you that does something to you. So that recognition brings salvation to you, and the forgiveness is then too like what I thought my brother did to me has actually not occurred, despite of the proof that I'm finding in but this happened, and yes but, and it's like no, none of that has any reality. Now, this is like truth will correct all errors in my mind. Truth will correct all errors in my mind. I don't know how to do that because I have proof, visual proof of the occurrence. I feel it, I have pain about it, I have this and that. So it's like I cannot just do that. If I see it like this, I will not be able to forgive it or let salvation come to me. It's literally in between that, recognizing that it has nothing to do with how I'm created and how my brother is created, because I was created perfectly, like complete innocence, total happiness, and this doesn't seem to be what I'm experiencing right now. So now what am I gonna do? So here's literally the conflict that you experience until it releases. Now see, this is exactly again in the same spot, because now you will have to let go of the past. If you want that pain to be gone, you will have to let go of the past, of what you thought your brother did to you, and recognizing that it actually did not occur at all. That the proof that you have given, that you literally have visual proof, doesn't mean a thing. Like literally, perception is not a fact. It is a reflection of a thought that you held about yourself, but you projected it outwards, seeing that it looked like somebody did something to you, and you felt that because your imagination is quite strongly developed, you could say. You use even the power of God to prove to yourself that that you're separate from God. So you cannot say, it says somewhere in the Course too, is like, well, if you're able to create or to make a belief in this world of others that are doing things to you, your imagination is great. You know, you have like a strongly developed imagination. Now the only thing is that what you see has nothing to do with reality. It is literally of your own making, and in that it does not exist. So here is salvation and forgiveness exactly coming together in one spot. Like everything that I see as proof of the unjust that happened is only, and this is lesson 7 again, it's like I see only the past is already gone, it's over. Just like the one who's perceiving it. Like you in your definitions of yourself are gone too. So it's like this is a whole unrealistic situation that you have made real. And I don't doubt that you think it's real. But it has nothing to do with reality and its truth. Like it's only what is true that we receive today in this moment. So that's the undoing that is taking place, undoing the belief in your perception as a fact, undoing the belief and that there is such a thing as something that goes wrong, like a sin, or however you want to call it, thinking that somebody can attack you, that you need to defend yourself, that you can have ideas about someone and about yourself, and not realizing that it doesn't make any sense to do so. So this is all being undone in this process that we're in, and the lessons are great help, obviously. God's will for you is perfect happiness. Why should you choose to go against His will? The part that He has saved for you to take in working out His plan is giving you that you might be restored to what He wills. This part is as essential to His plan as to your happiness. Your joy must be complete and let His plan be understood by those to whom He sends you. They will see their function in your shining face and hear God calling to them in your happy laugh. God's will for you is perfect happiness. Why should you go against His will? Now immediately something comes to the surface, right? You recognize that we're talking here about God's will. God's will for me is perfect happiness. And you say, like, well, that's not what I'm experiencing. So now I can blame God. It's like, well, God, I don't know what you're doing there, but it is not what's occurring in my life. And then the question is, in fact, so whose will are you following then? Are you following God's will for happiness for you? Or are you trusting your own will and how you think things should look and what you think is the best for you and what you think that you are, what you think that God is, and on and on and on. Like apparently you have made another will. While that is not necessary if you're one with God, you can align yourself with God's will because that's the only thing that is really happening. See, all this, because we have an idea, like an idealized idea about free will, and as if that is freedom, as if there's freedom connected to it, and to a certain extent there is freedom, but the field that you're applying it isn't real. So that makes it so hard for you to enjoy that. What I mean with that is like your freedom is in fact this. Your freedom of will is in fact this. Am I allowing God's will to be there for me or not? Or do I think there's a separate will? This is what you thought that was necessary to literally make a separate will, to do the things your way, with your consequences, with your ideals and desires, and all this that you value so much by now, but starting to question too deeply because it didn't bring you what you thought it would bring you. Now this is exactly the process we're in. So you see, all these lessons are in fact repeating the same theme, but you sink deeper into it, seeing the impossibility of what you're trying to do. Why would I want to have a separate will? If God's will for me is perfect happiness, what do I think I achieve with my own will? And these are real questions. What do I think I achieve with my own will? Why do I think I cannot trust God's will? See, it's just arrogance in that sense. It's arrogance because you think your will is more important than God's will. You think that there's a difference between God's will and your will. And of course, in reality, there isn't. In your dream, there is. Because you decide something for yourself that you think you need, and not realizing that you miscalculated your whole situation. Because you already were running forward, looking for the fulfillment of your need, while you didn't realize that it was already fulfilled. So now you have a need that is fulfilled, and you put something on top of that to prove that you need that, And you want that to be satisfying you. You want that to be giving you safety and comfort. Right on top of that. Well, you missed the point that beneath all of that was already the certainty. Now, this is a fundamental thing in healing, in fact, because the need that is already fulfilled is right underneath it. Your happiness is already literally underneath the level that you are experiencing yourself. So the healing part in that is then letting go of these ideas of you, like literally letting go of these ideas, letting them dissolve, giving them up, brings you to the happiness that is already underneath of it. So this is all, in fact, to help you see, like, what I was trying to do. I have to admit it's insane. It could never work. Now, please, guide me here. I don't know how to do any of this. See, that's an honest admission. You don't know what the next thing is. You don't know what's the best for everyone involved in the situations that you find yourself. You don't know the will of God. So you will have to ask for it. Show me what it is. I only want your will. And we come to that later in one of the lessons. Now we're going back to the idea of sin. So there is no sin. We practice this with this thought as often as we can today, because it is the basis of today's idea. God's will for you is perfect happiness because there is no sin and suffering is causeless. Joy is just and pain is but a sign that you've misunderstood yourself. Well, obviously. But I say obviously, but now it's connected to an action in your mind. Joy is just, right? No problem to admit that. Pain is but a sign that you have misunderstood yourself. God's will for you is perfect happiness because there is no sin and suffering is causeless. Now I'm actually suffering through my day with my pain, with my aches, with my diseases, with my conflict. But it's causeless. How am I going to understand what this means? How am I going to get this? Now I really got you in the middle of it. It is like, wow. Oh my God, how am I going to do this? I'm experiencing pain and it is causeless. I'm experiencing lack and limitation and it's causeless. What can I make of that? What can I make of that? How can I escape out of that? How can I see that for what it is? So it's like, yeah, for you it's impossible because you value what you see. You have trusted what you see. You have literally accepted it is as your reality. That's what the thing is. And it was causeless. It had no cause. So there's some people ask, like, why am I having this disease? It's like, well, there's no reason for it. If there would be a reason for it, there would be a justification for its presence. But there is no justification for its presence, so it can disappear in an instant if you realize that it's causeless. Yeah. So this is, you need help. I always come back to this, but you're like, you need help. You literally cannot help yourself from hurting yourself. This is how bad it is, in fact. Like, you hurt yourself with your ideas about yourself. In the meantime, you're not willing to let them go because you value them. And you cannot let go of them because you think they are you. They represent you. You're identified with your thoughts. But not any longer, of course. Since we're doing these lessons, not any longer. Why holding on to something that is suffering? Conceptually, you agree with me and say, like, yes, you're right. So it's like when the time is ready to ask for a miracle in this, it is not to get rid of your pain. No, it's to recognize there's no other will but God's. No, there's no exception to the love of God. So my suffering that I'm experiencing cannot be real. And I have no need of that. It is not a necessity of life or something. It is not necessary for me to suffer. And there's also no better time to release all these ideas than now. It is not a future program in which in the future you will be released. No, it is about the intensity in this moment, your denial in this moment, to feel that completely and saying, I'm completely insane, holding on to this. I need help. That's in fact the invitation. I need help. But see the intensity of this moment. Okay, you can wait till the pain gets too much. You can wait till this happens and that happens. But there is not a better time coming. Like if it isn't healed now, it will never be healed. So that's the part of it, because you want to accept it, but at the same time you want to postpone it just a little longer. And that's why it doesn't happen. Like that's why you don't allow yourself to change. Of course, if you do, sure, it happens. But in the holding on, it doesn't change. And the fear for healing then comes up. Like, well, I'm familiar with this. I hold on to it. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no hurry in that sense. There's no necessity to do this really fast or anything. No, you take your time. But you come to the point where you completely admit, like, this is enough. It literally offers me nothing anymore. I don't need to postpone it any longer. Now then an instantaneous healing is possible and will occur. Of course. Well, like I said, what is underneath is already there. Your idea and your need on top of that can dissolve, because it literally is nothing. Today, we try to lose its weakened hold still further, and to realize that pain is purposeless, without a cause, and with no power to accomplish anything. It cannot purchase anything at all. It offers literally nothing, and does not exist. And everything you think it offers you is lacking in existence like itself. You have been a slave to nothing. Be you free today to join the happy will of God. Well, here it is. Like today we try to lose its weakened hold still further, and to realize that pain is purposeless, without a cause, and with no power to accomplish anything. It cannot purchase anything at all. It offers nothing and does not exist. And everything you think it offers is lacking in existence like itself. You've been a slave to nothing. Be you free today to join the happy will of God. There's another expression. Here's one more. Happiness is an attribute of love. It cannot be apart from it, nor can it be experienced where love is not. Love has no limits, being everywhere. Love has no limits, being everywhere. This is a great mantra, you could say. Print it on your wall or make a drawing of it, or who knows what. Love has no limits, being everywhere. Happiness is an attribute of love. It cannot be apart from it. Nor can it be experienced where love is not. Love has no limits, being everywhere. And therefore, joy is everywhere as well. Yet can the mind deny that it is so, believing that there are gaps in love where sin can enter, bringing pain instead of joy. This strange belief would limit happiness by redefining love as limited and introducing opposition in what has no limit and no opposite. Happiness is an attribute of love. It cannot be apart from it, nor can it be experienced where love is not. Love has no limits, being everywhere. Love has no limits, being everywhere. And therefore, joy is everywhere as well. Happiness is an attribute of love. It cannot be apart from it, nor can it be experienced where love is not. Love has no limits, being everywhere, and therefore joy is everywhere as well. So do we clear the way for Him today by simply recognizing that His will is done already, and that joy and peace belong to us as His eternal gifts. We will not let ourselves lose sight of them between the times we come to seek for them where He has laid them. This reminder will we bring to mind as often as we can. I seek but what belongs to me in truth. God's gifts of joy and peace are all I want. I seek but what belongs to me in truth. God's gifts of joy and peace are all I want. So I seek but what belongs to me in truth. So this is the doorway. It's like that's the doorway to receive this. Like there's no will but God's. There's no will but God's. And so that's really great to recall into your memory, you could say, and to sit with it and let it completely affect you, because otherwise nothing happens with it. It's not a concept for sure. Like it's not a concept. So now deeply, deeply, deeply I hear it. Like there's no other will, but there's no will but God's. There's no will but God's. And that's where your happiness lies. That's where joy is. That's what you can trust. That's what you will trust. That is what you trust. It's literally that is accomplished in you. And so you keep that close to your heart. So close that it melts literally with you. This is the occurrence. It's like it melts with you in your consciousness. It melts with you. So if you feel like reading with me, that's great. I think we can use one more of these. Yeah. 98 is where we start today, in fact. So I'll do both of them. I'll read this first one. I am spirit. I am the Son of God. Nobody can contain my spirit, nor impose on me a limitation God created not. I will accept my part in God's plan for salvation. What can my function be but to accept the word of God, who has created me for what I am and forever be?
Salvation is my only function here. My function here is to forgive the world for all the errors I have made. For thus am I released from them with all the world. My part is essential to God's plan for salvation. I'm essential to the plan of God for the salvation of the world. For he gave me his plan that I might save the world. Is that it?
Yeah, that's good.
La volonté de Dieu pour moi est le parfait bonheur. La volonté de Dieu est le parfait bonheur pour moi. Et je ne peux souffrir que de la souffrance, que de la croyance qu'il y a une autre volonté à part de la sienne. Je partage la volonté de Dieu de bonheur pour moi. Je partage la volonté de mon Père pour moi, son Fils. Ce qu'il m'a donné est tout ce que je veux. Ce qu'il m'a donné est tout ce qu'il y a.
God being love is also happiness. Let me remember love is happiness, and nothing else brings joy. And so I choose to entertain no substitutes for love. I seek but what belongs to me in truth. Love is my heritage, and with it joy. These are the gifts my Father gave to me. I would accept all that is mine in truth.
So we take a sneak peek to the next ones that are coming.
God's peace and joy are mine. Today I will accept God's peace and joy in glad exchange for all the substitutes that I have made for happiness and peace. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Let my own feeble voice be still, and let me hear the mighty voice of truth itself assure me that I am God's perfect Son.
Truth will correct all errors in my mind. I am mistaken when I think I can be hurt in any way. I am God's Son, whose self rests safely in the mind of God. To give and to receive are one in truth. I will forgive all things today, that I may learn how to accept the truth in me and come to recognize my sinlessness.
Je repose en Dieu. Je repose en Dieu aujourd'hui et je le laisse œuvrer en moi et par moi, tandis que je repose en lui, en quiétude et en parfaite certitude. Je suis tel que Dieu m'a créé. Je suis le Fils de Dieu aujourd'hui. Je mets de côté toutes les illusions malades de moi-même et je laisse mon Père me dire qui je suis réellement.
Stop here, because then we're going into the 120 lessons, which are really awesome too. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. So then, the great thing with this is, with the lessons, you get a chance, you get another chance, you get another chance, you get another chance, and just keeps repeating until the lessons are learned. Like, I think I am as God created me is like 3 or 4 times in the book, like 4 different, the same lesson. I am as God created you. I am as God created me. And then I'm not a body, I'm free. We repeat that, for instance, in the 200 lessons, like for 10 days in a row. Like, and this is not the first time we hear about, like, I'm not a body, I'm free, I'm still as God created me. No, it's like, no, it comes back, it comes back, it comes back, it comes back, until the lesson is learned. So that's so beautiful in the setup. Like, it's so incredibly systematic that it literally tackles you in your defense against the truth. It tackles all your options. It tackles everything that you try to impose between the love of God and a separate idea about yourself. Literally everything of that is being converted, being changed, being undone, really. So that's so beautiful. So I'm happy that we looked at these lessons, and I thank you so much for today's presence and active participation. And that is so lovely. And I hope to see you next week on Easter Monday. We continue then with the next set of lessons. So hope to see you then. Thank you so much for today. Thank you.